Today, I'm going to discuss, is it possible that the cycle is topping here and all that awaits us in 2025 is a bear market where altcoins just keep going down? It sounds silly to say out loud, but there are some reputable people coming out and saying this is a possibility and that there's a 25% chance. Today, I'm going to discuss those odds and also tell you what my plan is given the situation we have in the market. I'm going to be honest with you, this price action has changed my mind on a few things, and I'm going to tell you exactly what that is in this video. It won't be a long video, but in terms of the main things you need to know for this market right now, this video will have it. Before we start, nothing here is financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor. Okay, so let's first go over the Bitcoin and altcoin price action really quickly. On Bitcoin, we've lost the daily trend, and this is actually what's scaring most people. It's the fact that we made a clear lower high and we've lost the daily trend again. Usually when this happens, when we lose the daily trend 1, 2, 3 times like this, it's a warning sign from the market that you have to take really seriously. I'll discuss more about this in just a bit, but on the high time frames, we're still in that 90 to 100k range and also still well above the weekly trend. So all of this panic, and when you actually fully zoom out, it seems fine. But moving on to the altcoin index, I made a video a couple of days ago talking about how great of a weekly close this was and how we've closed over the 2022 bear market high. And that was a very significant event. And just a couple of days later, this current weekly candle is fully engulfing it and looking quite bearish. We're still at high time frame support, but it isn't looking too good. Now, the reason this price action is so weak is most likely because of the US government FUD. Now, I'm going to give my full take on this because it's really important you fully understand what's going on here and what is potentially going to set up. So this news officially dropped last night at 2 a.m. UK time. But if you take a look at the Bitcoin chart, you can see how quick the sell-off was. It was almost like they knew this announcement would be coming. Now, I'm going to discuss the actual FUD itself in just a bit. But from a technical standpoint, one of the most important lessons you can learn, and something I've been seeing this cycle, is look at how price reacts after FUD drops in the market. First of all, I would say this is very high quality FUD. In terms of trying to scare people out, this is $6.5 billion. And for context, the Germany selling was around 2 billion, around 60k. This is a much bigger event than that one. And yet, when you actually look at the price action, we went down like 3% on that news. To me, that's a pretty good bullish sign. If this started instantly cascading to 90k and attacking the range bottom, I would say that's more bearish. But for this level of FUD and the price not really go down that much is a good sign. And regarding if the cycle is topping, look, this market is entirely reflexive. Anything could happen, and if we lose key major support levels, that's only going to cause more stop losses being triggered. That's going to mean prices are going to go lower, which means more people panic sell. And before you know it, prices have gone down quite a lot. We can't predict those sorts of things happening. But if you think back to the 2021 first top and compare it to now, which some people are saying could be a cycle top, remember what was actually happening over here. We had Elon Musk tweeting some bullshit about Bitcoin not being green, and that would literally crash the price so hard. It went down 16% in a single day. Think about how low quality of FUD this is and how weak it is, and then think about how much it crashed the price. It showed you the weakness and exhaustion in the market, and then look what happened next. Whereas now we have a very compelling FUD, and the price really isn't reacting as much as you'd expect it to. It seems like the market has already digested it to an extent. And this is one of the most crucial points I wanted to point out that I can see on the low time frames and give my unique perspective on. I don't see anyone else highlighting this nuance so far. I would say if we start closing significantly above this FUD origin level, so 95k, that would be a sign of mega strength from the market. Of course, if they start selling Bitcoin in the next 2 weeks before Trump gets into office, it's definitely going to be bad for the price. I would expect 86k to 90k as the next support region. It's really not that much lower from here, even though it sounds scary to say 80k's. But this is where I think I'd get some very attractive buying opportunities on altcoins that I've found during my research. But overall, I do feel as though this could be the catalyst that prompts the next mega leg in the market. Take a look at this tweet. He's basically saying how in just 2 weeks, this entire FUD is going to be flipped around. And it's crazy to think, given how much fear there is in the market right now, that in just 1 month, almost nobody would care. And he also mentions how these news accounts are likely working with market makers to cause maximum fear with the tone that they have in their tweets. But I would say if the selling does take place and we dip into this region, it's going to set us up for a great old season, because all of them people who start panic selling over here, expecting 75k and 70k and the entire Trump rally to be undone, they would be forced to buy back in higher. I'm going to discuss how I'm personally feeling and what I plan to do with my portfolio given the current market in just a minute. But something I will say to you is, if let's say Solana loses its daily 200 EMA strongly and I cut my spot bags because of that significant trend loss, I will 100% let you know. I'm just using this as an example, but something I saw last cycle was influencers would secretly sell because they don't feel good about the market, whilst telling people everything is going to be fine and to stay bullish. I won't do that. I'll always tell you exactly what I'm doing and what I really think. I'm not going to say anything just to please anybody and get some more likes. Of course, nothing I say is financial advice, but I'm going to stay transparent. Now, I titled this video, "This will destroy 97% of altcoin investors." I should have titled it, "It will destroy 100% of altcoin investors." I'm going to tell you the number one thing that you might be doing that's going to set you up for devastation this cycle. The number one thing is listening too much to other people's opinions. And one of the main ways people do that is by using crypto Twitter. Crypto YouTube is kind of better because people actually have to think about what they want to say. Whereas on a platform like Twitter, they can push out a tweet within 2 seconds of generating a thought. Think about how bullish everyone was just 2 days ago across YouTube, across Twitter, and maybe in any of the chat rooms you're in. They were telling you how rich everyone was going to get. They were saying Solana is going to 1,000. And now they make you feel like you should sell it all and never come back to crypto. And the problem is, it's like an addiction. When you see these prices go down, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to see what other people are saying, right? You're hoping they'll give you some insight or relief as to what's happening. But then all you see is a bunch of 200 IQ arguments for why there's no one left to buy and why we're going to much lower prices. All of these arguments, by the way, were nowhere to be found just 2 days ago. So mark my words on this. If you spend your cycle looking at what influencers are saying after every dip in the market, you will lose all of your money and get destroyed this cycle. I guarantee you'll be better off never using this cesspool of a website for insight in the crypto market. Even experienced people I know that are great traders still get caught on these fear and greed cycles. But the difference is they know when to adapt. And by the time they've told you that they've changed their mind in the market, it's too late for you to listen to them. I'm urging you to keep this cycle as simple as you can for yourself. These people are not your friends. Most of the time, they're engagement farming by manipulating your emotions. It never ceases to amaze me how quickly these guys can change their sentiment from bullish to bearish, back to bullish, and then bearish again in just 1 week. And look, I understand that this is a dynamic market when we lose significant levels and trends. But it's just irritating to see these guys call for a super cycle and then 48 hours later, they'll call for a cycle top. So if there's one thing you should take away from this part of the video is that people on X and general chat rooms, emotions are always amplified or taken to an extreme. And you need to avoid them because they're going to interfere with your decision making and also because they'll pollute your mind. The way they flip-flop will make you panic sell at the worst time and FOMO back in at the worst time. You lose so much money on trading fees. Your taxes will be a mess. And you realize when you look back at the cycle that you should have just held what you originally had. And some of you might be thinking right now, oh, this guy is always bullish. But look, I'm just telling you what I can see in the market right now. The same positive factors are still here that I've been sharing over the past month. And of course, this new information I'm sharing regarding how the price is reacting to FUD right now. In fact, in the premium exit strategy I made, one of the top signals is when price reacts aggressively to FUD or news events. I'm not seeing evidence of that right now. At the moment, every influencer is basically saying this. Prices could go down or they could also go up. They're all basically saying that in different convoluted, smart-sounding arguments. The truth is, no one knows what this intra-week price action is going to do. I'm personally staying long because I don't have enough evidence to say that the cycle is topping over here. When my evidence keeps building and after I assign higher and higher odds to the cycle ending, I'll reduce my holdings, but I don't think we're there yet. Now, I told you at the start how I'm going to tell you honestly how I'm feeling regarding the market. Am I feeling fearful or am I secretly piling on 100x leverage? The truth is, I'm not really fearful, nor am I leverage trading. I don't think you should be doing either of those things right now too. I'm more excited than anything. I think this is the perfect time for me in January to start putting out videos of pre-built, low-hassle portfolios to hold for 2025 or for the alt season leg one. It's a lot easier to be putting out these videos when the prices are like this, as opposed to just randomly publishing them and not caring what the prices are. So that's what I'm going to focus on over the next couple of weeks. I don't really mind if the prices want to go lower because I have a few altcoin calls I'm waiting to add to my portfolio. I'm happy either way. So if you want to see what altcoins I add and get early access to my new picks, you can join premium. I will be raising the prices a lot soon, so get in before that happens. This is the best time to get in. I added a new pick to my portfolio last night and I have a couple more on my shortlist. Something else I forgot to share with you in this video is a little trick I picked up in 2023, where if the 6-hour RSI is flawed to the bottom, it usually means the bottom is in. I told people about this in December, and let me tell you, this thing actually works. If you're in a bear market, it's not going to save you, but in a bull market, the 6-hour RSI being at the bottom, plus massive FUD, plus liquidation events, plus mass fear in the market is the best buying opportunity you can ask for. Try it on any of your altcoins, mark out the bottoms on the 6-hour RSI and see what the price action does. It sounds stupid, it sounds too good to be true, but when you can combine it with market context, it really does work. Currently, it's near the bottom, not quite as deep as December 20 when I made that bottom call, but what this tells me is the main portion of the damage is likely already done. Unless, of course, they start market selling $6.5 billion of Bitcoin in the next couple of weeks. But this is the best representation of human emotions swinging from fear to greed back to fear again. Of course, it's just a confluence tool, but I found it's quite useful. Be sure to check out Premium. I'll leave the link to it in the pinned comments. I will be uploading some portfolio videos, as I said, so look forward to that. Thanks for watching.